Ooh, hello, welcome to Current Exposure. The mic is on for sure. So, how is everyone doing out there? Get into the comments. I won't be up here too long. I just came to say hello to everyone. And I just had some comments to make about regression in the Black community. How I feel, and this is my opinion, and this is based on a combination of personal experiences and observations from what I've seen. But yeah, it seems like the community is going backwards. I don't see, I see things in Newark moving forward, like development moving forward, but I don't see the individual. I don't see a collective community moving forward. So that's what I basically came to give my opinion about this evening. I feel like as a whole, the community, the Black community, particularly in Newark, I can't really speak too much for other parts of the country, but particularly in Newark, it's going backwards. And some people are thriving, some people are not. And I think this is because of the extreme divides and the fact that we want to make it seem like we're not all different. The denial about the fact that we are a collection of different tribes, and it's okay to be different and unique and be a part of groups where your cultures and your values are homogenous amongst that group. And that's not a problem. The problem is that we don't want to acknowledge those differences, and we don't want to acknowledge that all Black people are not the same. Yeah, we have some extreme folks in the Black community that do things that more conservative folks in the Black community are totally not in favor of, and that it's misaligned with their values, and that's cool. That's cool. But I don't think as a collective we want to acknowledge that. And I think the more we try to make it seem or play this role like we're all the same, it's going to continue to go downhill for the whole community. And the regression that I'm seeing, the regression that everybody is seeing, but I'm just focusing on what I see and what I experience. It's just not, it's not a good look. I just don't see the community moving forward as a whole at all. Um, and I think groups have gotten into other groups' lanes, and that's causing conflict and a lot of clashing. Let's go into the comments. Hey Seda, if you want to join me, if you want to come on a live, let me know. If you want your voice heard next week, I'll have the phone line set up. But yeah, it's like for an example, okay, let me take what Seda does. Seda has a thrift shop where she has items and she does her thing, her thrift shop thing. Oh, okay. Let me send you the link. Hold up. I'll send you the link right now. But yeah, it's like Seda does her thrift shop thing. Now, that's not my area. That's not my lane at all. So you'll have a person that's not even into doing what Seda does. You'll have a person like me jump into her lane and act like I know what I'm doing and compete with her, because that's unnecessary competition and it's unhealthy competition, and sabotage what she's doing because I see that she's succeeding in doing that. So I feel like, okay, if she can do it, I can do it. But no, she put in hard work to get there. The hard work that we didn't see, the hard work that we didn't do with her to get to be where she is. And next thing we know, it all falls down. You had everything crumbles, and now nobody's doing thrift stores because now we done push Seda out, and you got me in there who doesn't know what's going on, who doesn't know how to manage or operate that type of industry, and now I'm just screwing it all up. And now people don't want to support or patronize because they finally see, oh my gosh, Shakima doesn't know what she's doing. We need Seda back, but now people made Seda feel like what she was doing wasn't that important and didn't want to acknowledge the work that she does because I'm their friend, or I did them a favor back in the day, or whatever the case may be. And and this is the same type of thing that's happening throughout the community and causing a regression. Now I get the thrift shop industry shut down, or I'm doing something in there that I'm not supposed to be doing that's not even related to thrift shop. I'm selling food out of the thrift store, and that's not what's supposed to be happening, but I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm just doing anything because now we push Seda out, so there's nobody for me to copy. There's nobody for me to bite off of because it wasn't my original thought and idea in the first place. So now what I have crumbles, what Seda built up crumbles, and then we end up with nothing in the end. Because I wouldn't respect her level of knowledge and skills within her lane. That's how it happens. That's how it happens. Like, and let me send Seda the link. Hold up. I probably asked me some questions. I was probably all over the place too. But I was trying to like make a point. I hope it got across. If not, ask questions. And this is what I'm like observing like consistently throughout Newark. I have people who are I do social work at, well, formerly 18 Rector, now 321 University Ave. And I have people getting advice from substance abusers as if they work there. They rather listen to the substance abuser or the victim of substance abuse, or people called crackheads, fiends. Since when is the fiend your caseworker? But this is the type of stuff that I'm talking about. The fiend in my lane. So I let people listen to the fiend, and guess what? The fiend leads them astray every single time. Then people get mad at me. Oh, Shakima, you didn't tell me this, or you didn't hook me up, or you didn't let. No, you want to listen to the fiend. Listen, so keep listening to the fiend. The fiend is a fiend for a reason. Now I can't be a fiend. That's not my lane. You get what I'm saying? I'm not good at that. But some people are. Let me send the link. Hold up. Okay. Let's see. Da 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 da. That was Miss B. I was talking to Miss B. Okay, okay. Oh man. Hold up. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Where is the text? That is so weird. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, I am sending you the link on Messenger. Da, 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 da. But my thing is, I rather support people who know what they're doing, who built themselves up, instead of somebody that just comes along and fakes it until they make it. I'm not a fan of that. And I know we have people, we have a culture of people. That's what they do all day. They these are the frauds. These are the fakes. These are the and also flaky people. People who say they're going to do something but don't do it because they can't. And they can't because they don't have the capability. It's not their lane. It's not their lane at all. So it's like we need to get out of each other's lanes. Get out of each other's way. I'm bringing Seda on. Hello, Seda.
Hi, Kima.
Bye. Bye.
Please. Is that the
Kim.
twins?
Yeah, and I'm about to kick them out so I can talk really quick. I'm not going to stay long. They got to go because they're going to interrupt the whole video.
Put them on. They have an opinion too.
Can we go play while we're in the meeting?
Good opinion. Go play. Go ahead. Great. Go ahead. Y'all go play. Let me do this video real quick. All right, I'm on. Hi, Shakima. Thank you so much for inviting me on your show.
Yes.
Hold on, let me deal with the
Okay,
haggling.
do your
1
thing.
second.
Go ahead, do your thing. Take your time.
Okay.
We got this question. How can we become better, especially our culture?
Absolutely. So I love this topic, and you were right on point. Because I went through this,
Right.
situation, and it's what you're saying is on point. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that you have this platform because folks are able. First of all, social media is trending, so everybody is on social media.
Exactly.
What better way to get it out there than this? So,
Yep.
super
And you
dope.
know what? This is within my lane. This is the type of stuff I went to school for. And when I went to school, it wasn't just theory stuff. Like we had to create platforms and things like this, scripts, sets, all that kind of good stuff. And
Yeah.
it's journalism. So, and
Wow.
that's what I went to Rutgers Newark for, because that's just a part of me. That's like somewhat of my nature, interacting with people, asking
Yeah.
questions, introducing people to other people so that
Right.
they can do their thing. And this is why I created this, for
Right.
that reason. And I like it being interactive so we could
Yeah.
take people's questions and then just bring you
Yeah.
on like this too. Like
Yeah.
it's open and it's
Yeah.
engaging. It's not
Yeah.
about just like a set way of doing something, because that's not
Mhm.
how life happens.
Right. Right. No, you're right. Right.
And we do have to talk more with each other. We do have to
Yeah.
communicate and not just assume that people know. And then there's some people that do know that act like they don't know, and you got to put it back out there to remind them, like, look,
Yeah.
stop playing
Yeah.
games.
That's so true. That's true. It's like, I don't know, people just out here like zombies,
Mhm.
knowing what's right and wrong, but still in their own lane, in their own I want to say self-medicated thought
Yes.
process. Like, I don't
Yes.
even know if that makes sense. I just made that up. But you see where I'm going? Like, people are
Right.
just doing, absolutely not what they're doing the opposite of
Right.
what is supposed to be done, especially as our culture. It's like we're going backwards instead of forward. You know,
Exactly.
it's
And
terrible.
yeah, and I feel that like when
Terrible.
you have somebody, my other lane is the social work. So like when I brought
Mhm.
up, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but this is how we talk in our community. We crackheads, fiends. When you're
Right.
going to the crackhead and the fiend
Yeah.
for life advice, we're
Right.
going backwards. We're
Right.
going, I had this lady and we're talking and I'm like, she's telling me, well, yeah, the crackhead told me to don't go to work, this and that. And I said, what?
What?
What? I said, wait a
I'm
minute.
done.
And she had a job offer. She had the letter and everything. I said, miss, why would you not go to work? What are you going to do? Is this crackhead taking care of you and your
Right.
kid? And
I'm done.
no, I can't get all the services. This is what he said. I can't get all the services if I get a job. I said, do you understand that person is a crackhead? And she's like, she had took a pause, like, yeah. I said, so
You ain't say it in front of her. You said it in front of her?
yeah, I had to because she wasn't making sense. I had to let her know how she sounded. I'm like, wait a minute. So
Yeah.
you have a job. What services are you looking for? Are you looking to go to rehab? Because I'm quite sure
Right.
the crackhead didn't tell you that's an activity that they have to engage in to
Right.
get whatever services he told
See?
you can get
See?
without working. And I'm
Terrible.
like, do you plan? Or I said, wait, you know what? I said, let me back up. Are you on drugs? And she's like, no, why would you say that? I said, because I had to ask, because I'm assuming you're not on drugs.
Right.
The
Right.
way you're talking now, I need to
Right.
ask you that question because you're going backwards.
Right. Make it make sense. What is going on here?
Exactly. Good
That's our
evening,
world.
Keisha. But yeah, so and I'm like,
Mm.
and then she was like, you know what, Shakira, she started laughing. And she started, coming back to reality out of the
Right.
zombie world.
Right.
She was like, you know what? I did sound dumb, right? I said, I mean,
No.
I'm not gonna call you that, but if that's how you have to understand it, yeah, you
Yeah.
sounded stupid as heck.
Yeah.
I was like, come
Terrible.
on now. I was like,
Mhm.
what type of future are you envisioning for your kids?
Right.
You worrying
Right.
about services that a crackhead is getting, and he's not
Terrible.
telling you the whole story.
Right. Wow.
And the fact that you know he's a crackhead,
Right. That part. Like,
why
what is
would
going on?
you follow anything he says? That's why I had to ask her, like, are you, miss?
Are you okay?
Right. Like, I
Are
hope
you
you're not out there doing the drugs with him.
right? You must be dibbing and dabbing.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
Shout out. This is what's going on. People are literally going backwards, especially our culture. Is no common sense at all. People
None.
are just going the route they want to go and burning people, burning bridges,
Yes.
slapping
Yes.
things down. It's just our culture is not strong like how it used to be, like
It's not.
Malcolm X days and Martin Luther King days, and there's
Mhm.
way other more folks that we do know.
Right.
But those names always come to the top of our head. But yeah, those and back in those times, that era, it was black people was a unity. I mean,
Right.
there were things happening, but not like now. Like now, it's like loose goose,
Yeah,
as my
it's
husband would call me.
crazy.
Loose goose. It's
Right.
terrible,
It's
and
like
we're not working together.
exactly. And you know
All
what's
fine too.
crazy? When you have people like just you don't know me and just going off
Yeah,
the handle, and it's like okay, but we're in the same space, we live in the same environment. Why
right,
are you going there? Why are you like
right,
attaching yourself as if like I'm from outer space or from another country or something or another culture?
right,
We're
right,
supposed to be working together,
right.
uplifting each other,
I've
not
listened.
attacking and disconnecting like this.
This is. Let me tell you something. The area where I live, you see where I live, Shakima.
Yes.
When I
It's
first,
not a very nice area, but
it
the
is. It
people
keeps.
don't treat the people that walk through. I know. I already know. Go ahead. I'm
But I'm
sorry.
not. But I'm not talking about the people. I'm talking about the neighbors. All the neighbors
Wow.
don't do not like me, or they
Wow.
say like me, and
Wow.
I'm like, what happened here? Like, what? I mind my business. I come in and out. It's like now I have to be like kind of like nonchalant, not
Uh-huh.
nonchalant when I because it's like, well, you don't, I try my best. I'm not gonna kiss your butt. You don't want to speak to me. I don't
Right.
speak to you. But it's like so sad. Like, what is going on here? And
Yeah.
people will judge you for your how you carry yourself. To people, it's like you're a threat. So it's how you carry yourself, your demeanor, your character, all of that. Your own culture will
Yeah.
turn against you. They'll turn their cheek because they don't your appearance, your character, your energy. People feel like you're a threat.
Yeah. That and you know what? I felt that
Horrible.
when, like a couple of weeks ago when I went through that whole false arrest situation.
Mm-hmm.
The crazy thing is, like, I wear stuff from the colleges I went to because I feel like that's the dues that I paid to, and
Right.
I'm going to represent. Like
Support. Right.
I got student, and I pay student loan debt, so
Right.
I'm gonna wear my Rutgers Newark hat. I'm going to put
Right.
on my Cal State LA
Right.
hoodie, all that stuff. And that's the type of
Right.
stuff that I wear. I'm not wearing shirts where people shooting people in the head
Right.
or
Right.
no
Right.
crazy stuff or
Right.
no wild stuff.
Right.
So it's very PG-13 and I'm promoting education, but not
Right.
necessarily in a way you got to go to college, but educate yourself
Right.
somehow.
Right. Right.
And
Absolutely.
even if so when they were doing the arrest, ironically, I had on a Cal State LA University hoodie. They're
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh, I thought you went to Rutgers." I'm like, "Yeah, they knew about Rutgers. I didn't even tell them." Okay, so all right, and they're like, I'm like, I went to Cal State LA too, and they were
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh, really?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Oh, okay," and I'm like, "But how come you're not asking me any questions pertaining to this arrest?
Right.
You're worried about me personally, like you said, seen as a
Mm-hmm.
threat, and I'm not even
Mm-hmm.
a threat to you.
Mm.
Just
Look at that.
psychologically and mentally, like
Psychologically.
she thinks
Yeah.
she's better than us."
Yeah. Yeah.
She went
Wow.
to Rutgers and she went to Cal State. How dare her? And she's rubbing it in
Mm.
our faces. That's
Uh-huh.
that was the energy that I got based off of their
Mm-hmm.
actions after that. Turn around, put your hands behind your back. You know what this is. And I'm like, how
Mm.
did we go from
Wow.
talking about my education to that? It's
Wow.
and then and why do you see me as a threat? I'm
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I'm
Yeah, that's
the books person. Like what?
right.
You think I'm gonna hit you with some knowledge? You afraid
Yeah,
of that?
wow.
Well,
Wow.
it was like they were so uncomfortable, and you should have saw how they
Mm-hmm.
were like cutting the strings off the hood. Like they tried to basically
Wow.
like destroy the hoodie.
They
And
did
I'm
all
like,
that?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know about this.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, that's for a whole nother show. I'm gonna revisit it when it's all
Okay.
over. I'm gonna
Okay.
go through the timeline step by step.
Okay.
And you know, at the end, they realized that I wasn't their enemy and that they were played
Mm.
by somebody who told them whatever and they believed it, and whatever they were feeling inside, whatever like inadequacies they were experiencing, and these were men that did this.
Wow.
Yeah, because the men in Newark compete with the women,
Oh yeah. Oh
and
yeah.
that to me
Oh
is
yeah.
like
Oh
whole
yeah.
other level type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You
Absolutely.
know, I never been around like this kind of man. You know, like in my
Right.
family, the men take care of the women.
Women. Nice. Right. Wow.
They
Mm.
protect the women.
Not these days. That's another topic to talk about too. That's
Yeah.
going on heavy.
Right.
Right.
And then I
Wow.
found out, yeah, these men, they're out here punching out the women.
Yeah.
They're beating up the women. They're competing with the women.
Competing with women. Yeah.
And
Competing
I'm
is a lot.
like, how
Yeah.
like that's going backwards.
Yeah. Wow.
We're in two different lanes. And I'm like, I know they got all this transgender stuff going on, but I didn't think
Mhm.
it was happening like that. Where
Yeah.
you know it's crazy. It's
Yeah.
freaking wild out
It's
here.
terrible. It's definitely wild. And like you say, you don't see, well, first of all, I'm sorry you had to go through what you went through. That's devastating.
It
Yeah, I didn't know
it was
nothing about that.
yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, it was very devastating, dehumanizing. But
Yeah.
this is yeah, like they weren't even trying to hear what I had to say. I wanted to talk. Like, wait a minute, let's talk. Let's hold up. Let's get to the bottom of this because apparently someone gave you false information and
Right.
you're just pouncing off of that without even really asking me any questions.
Researching, yeah, that's
You
not cool
know,
at all. That's
but
something to definitely look into because that's not good.
that showed me, based on my life experience, 41 years of being on the earth, I could finally say that I do have some type of knowledge where I could recognize stuff like that, because
Right. That's good.
it's
Yeah.
something wrong with them and how they feel
Yeah.
inside.
That's what's going on too, mainly with your topic of discussion tonight. Mentally, there's a lot of, and people always say, "There you go," always throwing that mental health stuff
No, that's
in the
important.
game. It's so important and it's so true. Very detrimental to our community because people don't know how to handle stress.
Right,
Everybody is like right now it's a silent recession, so everybody is finding any means to make sure they can survive, right?
right.
So what that means, they will step over anyone to get to where
Hmm.
they need to get to,
Yeah,
and not even caring no more. No, it's like a cold world, not caring.
exactly.
So this, yeah, that's psychologically, that's a very important piece to what's going on. And this show is very good because you know why? Um, it gives us a chance to those that you do invite or would love to come on your show to be able to speak. And that's
Yes.
that's that's my prayer coming in. I told you I got to get off. I
Oh,
love you,
okay.
Kima. I'm so
I love you
sorry.
too. Thank you. Put the
You
link to
welcome.
your store in the comments if you
Okay.
could, so that people can
Okay.
go to your thrift store on
Okay.
what is it? What's
Yes.
the
Yes. Yes.
address
Yes.
again? What's the address?
Yes.
316 or
Three, you almost had it. 361.
361 Grove Street. Okay,
Yes.
yes. Get out there to the thrift store,
Yes.
support. If you have some
Okay.
items, give, give,
Yes.
give.
Give, give, give. Yes.
Help some people out. Let's
Yes.
like at least be in that energy of giving back and helping each other,
Yes.
because we know what's going out here.
Yes.
We know
Yes.
we're going backwards.
Yeah, we are.
And this is not about trying. The other thing that I've seen, people are trying to get over on each other all the time.
Yes.
and
Yes.
one up each other. And I'm like,
Yes.
why?
Yes.
Why?
Yes.
When have
We
we
all
gotten to this point?
right. It's I mean, it's always some type of way where we have done it ourselves, but not like in a deceiving matter. It
Right.
was probably like I don't know. It like for an example, let me say me. I probably did it with my mom or something, right? And I was like,
Mhm.
"Mommy, I'm coming to get the kids," and knowing I'm not leaving out the house because I want a little bit, something like
Right,
that.
right,
Okay,
right, right, right.
getting one over her. So let's be
That's
fair
real
and
normal. Right.
yeah, that's normal, but like the real bad getting over on someone, the deceiving, that's a demonic manner behavior.
Yes. Yes.
And that has to stop. It
Yes.
has to stop.
It
Somewhere.
does.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned this topic, but I love you. Gotta go.
Me too. I'm gonna keep it going. We're gonna have you back on next time where we can do a whole
Yes,
4 hour with you.
yes, I'm
All
ready.
right.
All right,
Thank you. Thank you.
you're welcome.
All right, people, get into the comments. That was Seda. 361 Grove Street is where her thrift store is. But again, we're going backwards. We have this unhealthy competition. It's not like those back in the day dance contests or open mic contests where we actually respected someone who came and showed their stuff, even if they got one up on us. It was respectful, and we gave them their props. Now we know people are good at what they do today, and we won't give them their props. We'll just be like, oh, they're not so great. What they're doing is not so good, knowing that it is. But you keep telling this person that until eventually they don't feel they're good, or they don't feel that love and support that we used to give to people in our community. And now everything is crumbling. So I think we need to start. Like, I had this coach who used to tell us when we would come to practice or come to play a basketball game and our head wasn't in it, she would tell us we need to go do some soul searching. And that is still with me today. And people need to do some soul searching in Newark, because if they don't, and soul searching is about reflecting, what you did was messed up, or those thoughts that you have of getting revenge or getting back at that person is messed up. And I'm not talking about checking people, because you do have to check people that's crossing the line. But even that is on another level, because when people cross the line before you check them, that was it. Now you got the person who get checked for doing something messed up and crossing the line, lying to themselves like they were right when they know they were wrong, and then coming back and getting revenge and creating more chaos and like destroying the community even further. People do that soul searching and that reflecting, because if not, the community is going to continue to crumble. It's going to continue to go backwards. And stop taking advice from people who don't know what they're talking about. Stop taking advice from people who are not professionals in that area. And I'm not just talking about them having a certification or letters behind their names, but actual experience and knowledge. Because we do have people who have that experience and knowledge without the paperwork to back it up, because they decided, I'm not going to go pay thousands and thousands of dollars and have student loan debt like Shakima, but they were in the same books that I was reading. And I know some very intelligent people in Newark who didn't go and spend thousands of dollars to get a college degree, but still have that body of knowledge as if they did. And if they were able to go, they would easily get the piece of paper to back it up. And don't just go with people who do have certifications and degrees, because they might have just paid for it and don't know anything. So be mindful of that. So basically, you got to ask questions and do your research on the people that you're getting advice from. Do your research on the people whose opinions you're listening to. Look at their lives. That's number one. Look at their lives and what they're doing. And from there, like I talked about the crackhead. And again, I apologize if that offends people, but this is how we talk in the community when we're one-on-one and we're with each other. That's the language. And if people don't want me to use it, put it in the comments or send me a message and I'll figure out some other type of word to use. But that's what it is. So just and the hatefulness, but accountability, that's not hate. Holding people accountable, that's not hate. And if people don't understand that, that's why they shouldn't be where they are. They have no business being in that position. People can't take constructive criticism. They turn it and twist it into, oh, they hating on me. No, nobody's hating on you. You're doing a terrible job. You know you're doing a terrible job, and your only way of staying there to do a terrible job so you can just collect a check, because you haven't found what you're actually good at or how to make money. You deflecting and saying people are hateful. No, just move out the way. You get out of the way. Get out of the people's way of progress and unity. We're just, we're at, like, I don't know. We keep going backwards. We're going to hit ground zero. That's where we're heading with this. For this Black community thing in Newark. Nobody can say anything to anybody because people are so ready to pounce. People are so ready to be defensive over the wrong stuff that they're doing, and they know they're dead wrong. Stop talking to people's girls. Stop talking to people's men. And you know it. It's dead wrong. Little stuff like that. Oh, I don't care. Okay. All right. But guess what? When you go out there in the world and you experience racism, or you realize that your community was everything and all you had, and you don't have support, think about all the stuff, all the things that you destroy and be destructive about within your community. Think about all of that. Think about it. Think about the contributions you choose not to make. And let me bring this up too. While we're talking about contributions, I saw a couple of posts from the community about Jay-Z, some criticism about Jay-Z not giving his cousin $4,000 something dollars or something like that. It was less than $5,000. And some people were upset, saying that they were upset on both sides. You had one side saying that Jay-Z is a billionaire. He could have gave him the money. He didn't have anything to lose. Then you had people on the other side saying Jay-Z did the right thing in not giving his cousin the money that he asked for. the less than $5,000 that he asked for because he didn't work for it. He didn't help Jay-Z get to where he was, blah, blah, blah. And okay, yeah, everybody's then it's me. I'm like, okay, I'm in between. It depends on what role does this cousin have in his life. Is he a crackhead? Because if he's a crackhead, I'm not giving him $5,000 either. But, or if he's somebody that was negative and destructive to the family or to the career, then no, I'm not giving him anything. But if he was somebody that's just, trying to make ends meet, whatever, okay. Very nice, cordial in the family, made contributions, bought me a icy when I was little or something like that. Put some ketchup on my hot dog when I was 10 years old. Okay, I'll give him the $5,000. But that's not the point I'm going to make. Let me see. Keisha said, why should he when he worked for it? Right. I agree with that. Yeah, I agree. And I agree with some of the people who said they wouldn't give the cousin anything either if they were a billionaire like Jay-Z. Now, the thing that stood out to me was the people who were saying they would have given the cousin nothing are all these people in these so-called helping nonprofits in Newark. The people that's like, oh, we need to feed the homeless. We need to give the crackhead that's at the stop, at the traffic light, all the money and change we have in our cup holder. We need to take our shirt off our back and give it to him. But they were the same ones saying that Jay-Z shouldn't give his cousin anything without even knowing the background to the story. So now I question them. I question these nonprofit organizations in Newark and if they really exist to help the people. Because so many people message me privately about things that these nonprofits say they provide in the community. And they say that in their mission statements. You go on their websites, read the mission statement, or go to an event, they recite the mission statement. They got it on their grant paperwork or the paperwork that designates them as a nonprofit. They do all this stuff to help the people. But Jay-Z's cousin can't even come to them either. And they made that clear with their posts. They made that very clear. And then they make that clear in the community as well. If you don't fit a certain criteria for who they want you to be, I guess you have to be down on your knees or something, begging them, kissing their butt. I don't know. They're not really into helping people. They're, to me, into helping themselves. And these are the same people that talk about, oh, you don't need to be a billionaire. So secretly they want to be billionaires to be important. I just thought that was interesting. Keisha says it may be possible destruction because why does a family matter in the public's view? Oh, well, I put all my business in the public view. Well, not all of it, but people who are no longer part of the family. Some people, yeah, I'm just not going to put out there, but see, I'm open to that. I feel like if you're some family members, if you're brazen enough to do some stupid stuff, I feel like you're brazen enough to get exposed and be out in the public. But that's just me. For some people get spared. Some people, nope, put them out there. Expose them too. They need to be exposed. Hi, George. George says he's late. Good to see you back. Yes, I am back. I am back. Yes, I am back. They took the shackles off. Oh my gosh. I could never forget that. Wow. But yeah, George, we're talking about regression in the Black community because people talk about Black people sticking together. They don't know why we don't stick together with so many odds being against us and blah, blah, blah. And I was just talking about how we get into each other's lanes. And we don't support when we're supposed to support. Instead, we try to compete with somebody who's skilled and put work into their industry or their field of expertise. And we end up just destroying everything after that and end up with nothing. George says Facebook been putting me in jail a lot. Oh no, George, I'm talking about for real jail. Yeah, not Facebook. I wish it was Facebook jail, but yeah. So, and I think we can. Let's see. George says, I guess they don't like advocacy or reporting street lights. Yeah, George, they don't like when you do that. And that's crazy. That's regression too. That's going backwards. That you do a lot of advocacy work. I know if it gets cold, the heat is supposed to be on 68 degrees, right? It's been warm these past few days, but October, the heat has to go on if it's cold. And you've been posting stuff like that and somebody reported you, which is wild. So is Facebook even looking at the content of what you're advocating? I don't know. And then you posted a lot of Washington, D.C. people, so it may be them coming after you. You know how they do. This government can put you in real jail. They can put you in real jail they can make something up. And that's unfortunately, I had to experience that. I hope nobody else has to experience that because it sucked. George says cold weather is expected this weekend. George, you have to come on the show one time too and just talk about things people can do as the cold weather is approaching us with the landlords, the slumlords who don't turn the heat on, slumlords who aren't fixing things in people's apartments. And you have to share some resources too. We got to have you on. Maybe I'll do like a group live and bring a couple of other people on to share some resources that people can tap into if they need help. We have to keep continuing this work, keep on building the community up, and we have to keep on holding the destructive ones accountable because we have the destructive ones reporting you. We have the destructive ones in our government. They're running our government and they're weaponizing the police. They're weaponizing each other, each of us against each other. And that's also a part of the regression we're experiencing too. We have people who aren't really leaders. We just have people who want to be seen. They're not really rolling up their sleeves and getting the work done in the community. They don't even like people. They're They're like, they don't want to be bothered with people. Period. Now, me on my personal time, okay. But if my work involves interacting and engaging with people, that's what I'm going to do. But these people, they don't like dealing with people zero amount of time, even if their work requires that. And that's what they signed up for. Joy says there's a tenants' right handbook. It's found on Google from Legal Services. Great information. Now, what about that tenants' rights book from the Division of Community Affairs? I think there's another one too. But yep, the regression is real. People need to start doing some soul searching and reflecting and just taking personal responsibility for their behavior, for their thoughts. First, their thoughts, because people know that they're dead wrong. People know. I just think we have to tighten up individually and then just move on from doing an individual work that we have to do. Once we find ourselves, then we can start doing group work. But right now, I don't think we're ready for that. We're not ready because we're too busy going through letting the internal conflict with ourselves spill out onto each other. And now it's like an episode or like the Crazies movie. Joy says, also Voice for the People, Anton Willer, Sunday night at 7 p.m. Yes. Check Anton Willer out Sundays at 7. He also has interesting content. I know he had the congressman up there. People should have been on there pressing the congressman and asking him what is he doing for the community as a government official who represents people in Newark and other regions. I think the district is the 10th congressional district, if I'm not mistaken. But he goes down to Washington, D.C., and he advocates for the community to get funding, and funding has come in. So what is this funding doing in our community? Is it really working for us? And it's kind of like he gets a check for us. Where's our money? How is our money working for us? So people should have been up there to ask those questions. So let's see. Joy says Congressman Donald Payne Jr. was on suppression of people. Oh, right. He did talk about the voices being suppressed, and he didn't agree with that. Marcia Fudge, 451 7th Street in Washington, D.C. She's the HUD secretary. And people, get the information. Advocate too. You have to also advocate for yourself. And then we can come together and advocate as a group. But you can't just keep sending one person out there to advocate without backing that person up. Oh, yes, Miss Parker was on. Okay. She came on that Sunday. I missed that part, but I know when I came on, it was Congressman Donald Payne Jr. So I think people need to really, really get in touch with these people. These elected officials, they're not gods, they're not goddesses, they're not kings, they're not queens. They are not the anointed ones, even though they may believe they are not. They're just human beings who decided that they wanted to be representatives for all of us. So we get to hold them accountable. And I'm not saying we get to abuse them and treat them like trash, but we can hold them accountable. And they should be mature enough to accept constructive criticism, and they should be mature enough to be able to communicate if they don't like something that we say, instead of just sicking the police on people. I think that's really played out in corny. And on top of that, you can't be this fake social justice advocate if you're sicking the police on people. You can't be this what are revolutionaries? They call themselves revolutionaries and all this other stuff. I don't consider myself none of that. I'm just a regular person trying to live my life, help some people in between, because people are good, people are great, but we got some awful people that we do have to deal with that get in the way, and we address them too. But yeah, we have to do better as a community, Newark. We have to do better. Again, yeah, I don't like the fake revolutionaries sicking the police on people. Is whack. I can't even, I'm not going to say. See, now that word I can't say. What we say to each other in our private conversations, but you all know what that word is, with this sicking the police on people type of stuff. And some of us became police officers so that we can protect the community, not to turn against the community. Because those who are becoming police officers to suppress the community and to turn it and kind of attack the community, that makes no sense. It does not make any sense. Who are you doing it for? When you're still a part of the community, no matter what city you may move to, you can move to Summit, you can move to Edison, you can move to Woodbridge, you can move to Nutley, Bloomfield, Montclair, wherever. But you keep coming back to Newark, so you're always going to be a Newarker. So I don't understand attacking the people. I don't understand that. I guess life must suck in Montclair for you. Or what's the other place that they're moving to? I forgot it. Bergen County, wherever. Because you keep coming back to hang out in Newark, but you want to attack the community. This is the police officers. You come down here to see your extra girlfriend because you like the girls in Newark, the ladies in Newark, but you're attacking the community at the same time. That makes no sense. You like everything Newark. You don't even like living in Montclair. You just live up there because it's quiet. But you keep coming to Newark to do stupid stuff. That has to stop. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Then you want to post, and this is for the police. Community policing events. Now I see why people don't show up. Then you want to post, oh, we need your help. We need your help, community, in catching a robbery suspect. Why would anybody help when you're acting like a crazy dog because a politician told you to? What citizen wants to help you? At that point, you could turn on any of us. But, Some people don't get it. Some people don't see the bigger picture at all. At all. And for the people who have a fantasy of the police getting defunded, that's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Sorry. But that's all I have to say. I kind of went off on a loose rant. The whole show has been a bit loose. I'm just, bear with me. I'm getting back into it. I'll be back with some guests later on this month. I do plan on having someone come in and talking about wills, because we need to talk about wills and people need to have them in place, because these funerals are happening and it's just pure chaos because there's no will. So we have to have that discussion. So I'll bring someone who is a subject matter expert in that. She'll come on the show, talk to people, and let people know why it's important, what they can do to set up a will. But yeah, people, Newark has to do better. People have to do better. It's, I should have came on with the statistics. I have to bring my stats on more often, but there's statistics out there that shows that Black people are doing less for themselves today than they did before the 60s. There's a body of knowledge that even talks about pre-60s where Black people were skilled and actually did go to trade schools and colleges to gain knowledge in a variety of fields, not just hip hop or football or basketball, the sports where there's a oversaturation of Black people, and in hip hop or an oversaturation of Black people, but people were actually lawyers, doctors, veterinarians, engineers, scientists, pre-60s. But segregation and racism was so bad that they couldn't get jobs where they could exercise their knowledge and skills. And they did what they could do within their communities, though. And that's how people were able to survive, because if you have a physician in your community that you can barter with, who can't be a physician for, in a city, in a booming city, because he or she is Black, that worked out within the community, you give them a plate or give her a plate or trade some vegetables or sew some clothes up or something like that. You get free healthcare, or not free, but in exchange, you get healthcare. Socialism on another level. But now, though, you don't have many Black people in professional fields compared to back then when the doors weren't open. Now the doors are open, and there's an oversaturation of crackheads, an oversaturation of Black people in crackheads. I'm sorry, an oversaturation of Black people in rap, not too many classical musicians from the Black community. But yeah, Oversaturation of Black people in entertainment, period, being clowns. Look at Sexy Red. I mean, she's selling gonorrhea flavored or gonorrhea themed lip gloss. Like, what's enterprising about that? And what's uplifting about that? It's crazy. But these are the people. These are the people you're following. These are the people your kids are following. So if you want your daughter to end up with gonorrhea, okay, I guess you support the Sexy Red lip gloss. Because where you think that's leading? So yeah, people have to do better. People have to do better. And being in the entertainment takes no brain work. You just gotta be willing to make a fool of yourself and be a clown. That's easy. That's easy. So yeah, so yeah. That's it for me tonight. I hope everyone enjoy their evening. I hope everyone has a good weekend. It's supposed to be wet on Saturday, and like George says, the temperature is supposed to drop. So I hope everybody stays warm. I missed this council meeting earlier today, but I'll be getting back into that kind of stuff too. Thank you, George. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me back. And I have to do at least like lunch on a weekend or dinner in South Orange with you, because I'm there. I'm like right down the street. And we got to link up, because you definitely have my support, and I appreciate the advocacy work that you do. And I was just so shocked that Facebook threatened to shut your account down. And there's nothing offensive up there. There's not, all you do is just give people information to correct issues and solve their problems. Do you want me to send you the Oh, I have it. I actually subscribed to it. So it popped up in the feed and I saw it, but I didn't get a chance to watch it yet. But I'm definitely going to. Oh, also, I forgot we have a new documentary out about the water. Let me I don't know if people got a chance to check it out, but let me see if I can. You know what? No, I'll put the link in later. I'll put the link in later. I'll talk about that next week. But yep, the water, still something wrong with it. It's not 100%, but hey, that's what we get when we have people who aren't real civil engineers in the water department. And here's some information to report blown out street lights. I mean, I like it dark because a lot of these criminals are afraid of the dark unless they have a flashlight. But to brighten things up, there's PSC&G. Tawana's on. But yeah, we were just wrapping things up. About to get out of here. I love y'all. Thank y'all for coming on. You know, this is Current Exposure, Thursday, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Hit the subscribe button if you're on YouTube. Hit the like button. Likes. Send me some stars or whatever. But I am going to get out of here. I will see you all next time. But like I said, enjoy the rest of your evening and have a great weekend. Peace. I'm out.